Shimolewski.
Shimolewski. I mean, she's committed to Trump until Trump's not a candidate.
All right, good. Good for her. Thank you very much.
And same with Pauline Monty.
Okay. And then Dennis Marburger and Linda Burns-Torp. Ring a bell?
I think Dennis is a Trump person. I don't know.
Just odd. You know, people are politically active. The second one you mentioned,
I don't think I know.
Yeah, when you're using Twitter, you would think they would at least express their opinion who they're backing. But okay,
it depends on what other agendas they've got. Some people remain neutral for various reasons.
Right. All right. Now, can you shed any light on the other thought? The story was that the Kasich and the Trump people worked together to kind of squeeze out some Trump people on committees and things like that.
Fascinating thing. I was present for that. That was, of course, being a Cruz person, I was involved with the Cruz caucus, if you will, and there appeared to have been some discussions ahead of time because the Cruz people, we were instructed of 4 people to vote for committees. There were 4 committees, and they selected a man and a woman from the Michigan delegation for each of the committees. So 8 people are being elected. And we were given 4 people to vote for. One of the stories I saw out there was that the Cruz camp tried to take all the positions, and that's why the Kasich people jumped over and allied with the Trump people, which is kind of what happened.
So it's a little
and I would say, first off, that, as far as I can see, is just not true because the delegates for Cruz were only given 4 to vote for. That means somebody else was going to get the other 4.
Right.
But what happened was there was some kind of last-minute maneuvering, I think, in the last 10 minutes before the meeting was held, and Kasich and Trump people allied, and they had the numbers together that there wasn't any chance for Cruz people to be elected to those committees. So, politics is politics. I tend to believe that it probably came down from nationals, that there was discussions going up the tree and down, and somebody at the top gave their blessing to the idea.
Right.
What that means, I'm not sure.
Okay.
I listened to Kasich's speech in New York the other day, and he didn't seem like a Trump fan. So whether there's a possibility that Kasich is trying to run for vice president to be Trump's vice president.
Yeah, I don't buy that for a second.
Yeah,
it doesn't seem likely, but nonetheless, you're trying to understand why the two of them would ally. Other than it, in the moment, it might have been a decision to box Cruz people out of key positions. There's a gentleman named Chuck Yob, who I believe was a Kasich person.
Yes, he's on the Kasich list.
And he got elected to the Rules Committee. And, the Rules Committee is going to be the big area of discussion. And there was a woman who was a Trump person, and Chuck Yob got elected to that Rules Committee from the Michigan delegation.
Okay.
That, to me, tells a lot. That the Yob family is famous for being political maneuverers, and so I wouldn't be shocked if they were politically maneuvering.
Okay. Well, Bill, stay in touch with us before and during that convention, if you would, please. I appreciate all your information. It's quite enlightening, and stay in touch and call us again. Love having the extra information.
I'd say accepting the little political maneuvering about the committees, it went relatively well, and I don't think people should be overly concerned about it. You might be able to find individuals that are kind of hiding out as a delegate here and there, but overall, I think people are going to be pretty honorable about it. I mean, you never know in politics; it remains to be seen. But I did not come out of the convention feeling like everybody got terribly ripped off in the deal or anything like that.
Okay, good. All right. Well, thank you very much, Bill. I appreciate the call.
Yeah, good work, Bill.
Yep.
Excellent information.
And thank you for your service. Thanks for doing it. I know it's kind of a hassle to get out there and take time out of your schedule to do this, but it's good.
It's going to be interesting.
Yes, I'm sure it will. Well, keep in touch. Get lots of information for us.
All right.
All right. Take care, Bill. Thank you. Let's take a call from Jenny, Brownstown. Jenny, what's going on?
I'm just going to change it up a little bit. I want to tell you guys something. Brandon, you inspired me.
Ooh.
And
all the ladies tell me that, but, I'm just too modest to admit it and bring it up.
Well, that's true, but anyway, I've been going toward this. I finally got rid of the cable TV part of my cable, and I still have internet, but I've had it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you spend a lot of money on cable, and if you add that up over the years, that's thousands of dollars to what, be frustrated?
Yeah, I mean, if you only watch it 5 times in the last 9 months, 10 months, and only maybe 3 times or something since New Year's. 2 times. You know, it's time to go.
Sure. Yeah. No, I've never had cable, and I always told myself that I'll never pay for television. So I've got the rabbit ears, and I get a handful of stations at best, and I don't even watch the crap that's on these limited stations. So
yeah, I'm not even going to buy an antenna. I got my VCR hooked up to my TV. I got lots of tapes.
Hey,
I'm good.
That's all you need.
I still have internet.
You guys are joining the hermit crowd. That's what you're doing.
I like that VCR thing. Not even a DVD. You're old school. I like it.
Yeah, I am.
The only
I like
VCRs tapes I've got left, Jenny, are stuff like Veggie Tales and stuff from when the kids were young.
Oh, okay.
I can bring those down to you if you want to. Some of the tunes are pretty catchy, little Veggie Tales. You know. But all right, well, thanks for the call, Jenny. Anything else?
I deal with it. I mean, you know, I would fight with them and argue with them, and you know, try to get down to a reasonable place, and they would do it for a while, and they just raised me up again, and my bill was going to be $104, and I don't even have premium, you know, HBO or any of that stuff. I just had digital preferred, and you know, because they stuck me because I only liked a couple channels, and one of which was on that digital preferred package.
And so, well, I understand. That's what happens when you don't have competition.
And, you know, being the former accountant that I am, too, now you just mentioned it could have been $104 a month, so that's over $1,200 a year, $1,200 a year net. Most people don't think about the fact that to spend $1,200, you probably have to gross about $1,600 because that $400 goes to the state and federal government for taxes. So to have cable television, it probably would have cost more along the lines of, you know, $1,000? Wait, what am I talking? Yeah, $1,600.
Yeah.
A year, and over 10 years, $16,000 plus to have television.
Yeah.
That you don't like or listen to.
Well, all you can
does have to do with politics because the economy, the way it is, you know, you can't. Your savings doesn't grow, nothing grows, and so you can't afford to do all these things that you might even like to do.
That sounds like a great question for a Democratic debate. It's a little softball. Hey, what are you going to do with my cable bill?
Well, you know, I know people.
Bernie, everybody should have cable for free. We're going to give free cable to everybody. That's a human right to have cable.
Well, see, I know people, though, that have cable that can't pay their other bills that really count, and they'll complain and complain. They'll say, well, do you have cable? Well, yeah. We'll get rid of the cable. I can't do that. But they're willing to be homeless instead of giving up their cable.
The guy down there on the exit's got cable.
You guys know that's not me, so, you know, but I mean.
Well, hang in there, Jenny. Your cable bills will someday go down when you switch.
Now they are, because I even got a credit from them for $70.
Nice.
So,
well, you can always go DirecTV, go satellite.
No, I'm not doing that. It's not worth it.
No, it's not.
They're high too, so I'm just sticking with my internet, playing with my little streaming device, which I use all day, most of the day.
One word for you, Jenny: Roku.
You know.
And you've got AM radio. What else do you need?
That's right. You got us.
There you go.
When you get bored, tune in and catch us. Okay. All right, Jenny. Thanks for the call. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Take care.
Yep.
All right, we can't get to Jimmy yet because I think we're at the bottom of the hour here almost, Eric. But I do want to remind people, you know what? Do this homework yourselves. For you cruise people, and I'll be happy to give you some time next week, go out and look at your cruise delegates from the state of Michigan here, or any state. If anybody from any of our listeners want to call in, to let us know what your delegates are. It's really easy. Just look them up, take that name, search it on Twitter and Facebook. That's the two biggies. You Google them as well, and you'll be able to see whether they're really a supporter of your candidate or not.
And when we come back, I'm going to share with the listeners the fact that I know what's going to happen in Cleveland in July. I have a crystal ball. It's going to be very clear. So all this talk about delegates and the minutia, it doesn't even matter. I've already got the answer as to what's coming.
The force is with you. Okay, we'll see you on the other side of the break.
Wham! Talk 1600.
Hey, my blood brothers of freedom. This is Ted Nugent.
Southeast Michigan's conservative powerhouse.
God bless Ann Arbor and Wham Radio. I started doing interviews on Wham Radio around 1966. I celebrate and promote the God-given individual right as guaranteed in the U.S. Constitution and Bill of Rights for us to defend ourselves, to keep and bear arms. And just to make sure everyone understands what we the people understand, keep can only mean one thing. That's it's mine and you can't have it.
Wham!
Fox News Radio, I'm Joe Giro. Polls show Donald Trump leads his Republican rivals in New York, where he's campaigning.
Don't believe the polls. Do not. I had one poll come out today that's so high, I don't want you to believe the polls. Pretend we're losing.
Trump in Syracuse. Ted Cruz expected to sweep Wyoming at its GOP convention today. The Palm Beach Zoo is closed after a zookeeper was killed by a tiger.
As a family here, as a zoo family, we are mourning the loss of our lead keeper, 38-year-old Stacy Conweiser.
Zoo spokesperson Naki Carter. The tiger is recovering from tranquilizers. A spring snowstorm expected to dump up to several feet of snow along the eastern foothills of Colorado, Wyoming. More than 800 Denver flights have been canceled. Fox News, we report, you decide.
It's time now for Wham! Talk 1600's Community Calendar with Brandon Drake.
Michigan may be voting to legalize marijuana in the November 2016 general election. Come to participate in a pro-con discussion featuring Jeffrey A. Hank, Lansing attorney and executive director of the ballot group MI Legalize, and Chief Robert Stevenson, retired executive director, Michigan Association of Chiefs of Police. It'll be at the Plymouth Community Forum Tuesday, May 3rd at Plymouth District Library, 223 South Main Street in Plymouth. It'll take place from 7 to 8:45 p.m. The Dawn Farm Education Series is designed to provide helpful information in place of the misinformation, secrecy, shame, and stigma that prevent people with addiction and their families from getting help and getting well. Cultivating Mindfulness to Support Recovery will be presented on Tuesday, May 17th. The Recovering Body will be presented on Tuesday, May 24th, and in the doctor's office, Recovery Friend or Foe will be presented on Tuesday, May 31st. All presentations take place from 7:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. at St. Joseph Mercy Hospital Education Center Auditorium, 5305 Elliott Drive in Ypsilanti. Admission is free. For more information, call 734-485-8725 or visit dawnfarm.org. Habitat for Humanity of Huron Valley helps local low-income families obtain the dream of homeownership for themselves and their families. To learn more, call 734-677-1558 or visit www.h4h.org. That's H, the number 4H.org.
You've been listening to the Wham! Community Calendar. To have your event publicized, email community@whamradio.com or write to Brandon Drake, COWAAM, 4230 Packard Road, Ann Arbor, 48108. You're listening to The Drift on Wham! Talk 1600. Join in the conversation at 734-822-1600. Now, back to your host, Gary Wellings.
And welcome back. Thanks for tuning in to Catch Our Drift. Joining me in studio, Brandon Drake.
Hey, great to be here. And as I alluded before the break, I know what's going to happen in Cleveland because I have a crystal ball. Now, Gary, I want you to stare into this crystal ball that I have on the table here. The listeners can't see it, but we can. And in July,
it's blue.
There's going to be, of course, at least, 2 ballots?
At least 2.
At least 2. This, into the crystal ball, let's all kind of do the old seance thing here, that this is what's going to happen. And Derek's asleep.
On top of the story you just told me, which was as un-PC as it comes.
Yes, I'm
just laughing. Well, when you get it, Derek, you can give us the results from the crystal ball.
The PC is freezing up.
Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen,
The RNC is proud to present your nominee and the next president of the United States, Senator Ted Cruz.